One day, Sam saw a group of women at the camp. He thought maybe his sister Helen was there. That night, Sam risked his life and convinced a German guard to help him find and meet his sister. Helen and Sam met briefly. They hugged, talked, cried, and made a pact to meet at their home in Warsaw if they survived.
One day I went to work. It was a rainy morning, it was in April. And we walked straight, and a woman coming this way, and then it was raining. Then my mother was in that line. She ran out and took his sweater off. He ran out and tried to put on me. I shouldn't be cold. The Nazi woman with the machine gun told me to go back into the line. She didn't let her put in the sweater on me. And I told her she should shoot. Schießen kill. She didn't do it. She pushed my mother back into the line. This is the last time I've seen her, Majdanek. We came into Auschwitz. Of course, we walked through the doors, and a sign, we looked right away, Arbeit macht frei, work will make you free. And we stayed in a line, and they put on the numbers. 129, 552. One, 2, 9, 5, 5, 2. This was my name. Hurt. I turned away my head and he hit me, I was crying. I was screaming every time the needle went in like a shot. And they punched in every little thing. Took him time. And when you got this number, you went to work.
Once tattooed, Sam was witness to the atrocities taking place in Auschwitz. Thousands of people of many faiths and ethnic groups, were murdered at Auschwitz.
So they brought in gypsies, whole families, with the wagons, with the horses, for 7 days. The chimneys, the smoke in Auschwitz from the Birkenau, where the crematoriums were going constantly. The soldiers told us, some soldiers, those are gypsies. At night, after a hard day of work, we used to sit down on the lower bunk of bed, with three, 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. We used to see the chimneys going. We used to say, where's our God? Or where's God? We thought, many times, we used to sit at night and we thought about it. How can we run away from here? Where will we run? It was not easy. It was not easy. A Polish family will not take you in. You had those striped suits on. You had everything stripes. You're gonna go into woods if you can make it through the wiring barracks. Everything was electric. You touch him, you're dead.
Within this world of fear and death, now 18-year-old Sam somehow experienced small moments of kindness and humanity. One day, he was injured working and was cared for in secret.
I was terrible in pain. So they had a little medical house. I sneaked in there, and there was a French doctor. He said, I have nothing what to give you, but you have to don't scream, and I'm going to cut it and get out those bad things. He said to me, you go back to your barrack, but tomorrow, no matter how pain you are, you better go to work, otherwise they take you out. And that's what I did.
Sam got a needle, thread, and fabric, and sewed a beret for the doctor who saved his life. The sewing materials came from a Kappel prison guard. He made another beret for that Kappel. January 1945 was one of the coldest on record in Poland. The Nazis were losing the war. Sam and the rest of the concentration camp prisoners were forced on a march, a death march, to another camp.
Auschwitz March. We marched the 18th of January, 1945. We started to march because the Russians came close, and we wind up after walking in 20 below zero.
They marched for 70 kilometers in the cold. That night, fortunately, a Kappel allowed Sam and his friend to sleep inside a barn, while others were left out to huddle in the open and die.
There were lots of deaths in the morning, frozen bodies. 20 below zero, how can you stand through? Some of them walked the whole night and they clapped their hands. I heard it next morning.
After the horrors of the forced march, Sam was sent to DORA concentration camp for another 2 months. Still looking for a place to put their prisoners, the Nazis kept moving them around by cattle car. They ended up at Bergen-Belsen. It was here in Bergen-Belsen on April 15, 1945, that Sam was liberated by the British soldiers.
I couldn't even walk anymore because there for 2 weeks we didn't have any food. But I heard him announcement that we are free people. A whole army, liberated that camp. It was thousands of people. We were there, thousands. And after they saw me, they rushed me right away. I couldn't. They rushed me to the city and to a Catholic hospital. And I could not digest food, and they kept me there for 6 weeks. 78 pounds when I was liberated. They weighed me, 78 pounds.
May 8th, 1945 was VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. Fighting was over. The war was over. During their secret meeting in Medonek, Helen and Sam had agreed to meet back in Warsaw. Helen got there, Sam didn't. He was still being nursed back to health by nuns in a German hospital. Now, like thousands of others who had lost entire families, belongings, homes, and a homeland during the war, Sam and Helen were displaced persons. It took months, but by November, Sam was strong again and determined to find Helen. He had heard she was alive and part of a group of survivors in Judenburg, Austria. Sam was determined to see and embrace his sister again. To get to Judenburg, Sam took a train traveling south through much of Germany to Munich. From Munich, he crossed the border into Salzburg, Austria, and crossed Austria into Judenburg. Leaving Judenburg, he went to Innsbruck, crossing into Trento, Italy. Knocking on doors, sleeping in farmers' homes, fed by kind strangers, Sam followed Helen by asking where Jewish DPs might be. He ended up in Reggio Emilia at another DP camp. There was a guard